Well, you know that the Rajasthan batting are going really well if you say they've had maybe a bit of a sedate start, not quite the explosive first 10 overs, and they've still got 87 on the board. They've been through phases when they've had to push the odd singles, but every time it looks like are Delhi getting back on top? Josh Butler and Devdutt Padikkal. I nearly said Josh Padikkal and Devdutt Butler. It doesn't really matter. 49 of 35, 36 of 25, 87 without loss. Lisa joins me on Cricbuzz Comm Box. I mean, Delhi must be feeling like that because just when you thought it's only Josh Butler,
Mm.
Padikkal started giving them memories of what he did a year ago today at the same ground, 100.
Yeah, there's some venues, isn't there, where you just turn up and you just go, "Yep, I've got happy memories," and maybe that's exactly what Padikkal needed just to get him started. Also, if you look at the first three boundaries that Rajasthan actually got, they were bit streakish edges down to third for 4 runs, and it was a sedate start, 19 dot balls. You don't normally expect that, but then Butler just gets into his work, doesn't he?
Yeah, 12 for no loss after three. In fact, interesting you should mention that. That was from Butler. Even from Padikkal, didn't really look like he was getting going. He had a bit of a slash over. There were two fielders there, one at short third, one at
Mm.
45, and he got it over them. And after that came the beautiful cover drives.
Yeah, there's something about left-handers, isn't there? And I reckon Kumar Sangakkara, you look at all of the left-handers that he's kind of ensured that he's brought over or he's kept. He's a big fan of left-handers. We are too. When they play the cover drive, there is something so majestic about it, and he was able to do it again. So he's away now, and partnership up to 92. So um, the Rajasthan side have got their formula, haven't they? They're happy to lose a toss. They want Butler to go big. And now that Padikkal has joined the party, even better for them.
Yeah, I mean, it would normally be with the way Padikkal was getting out, they'd have to get a little bit from Sanju Samson somewhere in there, and then Hetmeyer would join Butler, and that would be the end overs destruction. So far, Hetmeyer is sitting there. I don't think he even got his pads on at the moment. Samson waiting to come in. What about the Delhi bowling, Lisa? Where do they turn now? Mustafizur has been quiet. He's been the one getting the wickets for them. He's gone for 14 in that over with when Padikkal went after him.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that they've brought Shardul Thakur back on. He only bowled that one over whilst the ball was swinging, so probably missed a trick there. Lalit Yadav has been good as well, but probably the one that they've been hoping to get some wickets was Kuldeep Yadav, and I don't think he bowled that poorly. He's just come up against Butler, who's quite happy to hit through the line. There is a little bit of spin on offer, which is good to see. I like to see the spinners turn it. So they need to pick up a wicket soon. Otherwise, they're going to be chasing something in the vicinity of over 200.
And interestingly, Butler paid respect to both the spinners. In fact, probably all three. Didn't go after anyone from ball one. Had a look at Kuldeep, just nudged it for one, said, Padikkal, you have a look first. Did the same with Akshar Patel. And then after he had his say, then he went big against Kuldeep.
I think for young cricketers wanting to know how to build a T20 innings, just watch Josh Butler because he's not banging destructive straight away. He will do it if the ball is in his area, if the pitch is good, or the bowling is poor. But he gives himself time because he knows he can catch up. So yeah, young cricketers just watch how he goes through the gears.
What we've also had, as we've been chatting, Lisa, is the first 100 partnership for the opening wicket in this year's tournament. No surprises that Josh Butler was one part of it. What they haven't had, for all their destruction, Lisa, Rajasthan haven't had the greatest opening partnerships. Now they've ticked that box as well.
Yeah, I mean, there was questions coming in, and we talked about it in the pre-match, didn't we? About Devdutt Padikkal. Has he done enough? Yashasvi Jaiswal had three poor performances, then got moved on. Devdutt came in, a couple of maybe a little bit better than Yashasvi. So I think now he's got his groove. I don't think he'll be giving up his spot now. And this, I prefer him opening. I didn't like him initially when he came in at number 3. This is a much better position for him.
Yeah, and it's not that we're saying it in hindsight. We said it right here on Cricbuzz Live on more than one occasion that if Padikkal has to be there, get him up to open. He's familiar with that. He's done well with that. We love you, Yashashvi, but if someone's got a spot, give it to him. Today it's coming off. What do Delhi do from here? How do they prevent this becoming another rout?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen certain grounds, isn't there, that it's just a batter's paradise. So they've just got to kind of just keep as much as they can with Rajasthan, take whatever little half chances that come their way. They need to break the partnership. It looks like a pitch that there is plenty of runs. So maybe a pass score is a 180 or 190. So if they can try and keep them under that 200 psychological mark, then that's almost a win for them. And given their batting strength and the fact that Rishabh Pant hasn't really fired, Rodman Powell haven't fired as well, means that, you know, maybe this is their time to shine as well. So they've just got to just keep with them and understand the conditions. And we know Wankhede hasn't produced as many runs as it normally does, but today and tonight probably looks a little bit different.
Yeah, well, they've crossed the 100 mark. We're in the 12th over. I don't want to remind you of our pre-match predictions because it's nowhere close to where I'm going to be. It's probably going to be between Lisa and Sean Pollock. We'll see you at the end to see who we can crown the champion, or if it's going to be Rajasthan denying any of us a prediction and getting past 200. We'll see you at the end of the innings.